Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is that you're listening today. Welcome back to Mostly Accurate. I am your host, Monica, as always. And today we're, reporting live from the trenches of motherhood, emotional damage and Lysol fumes. Why? Because, we're doing a bonus episode today. I don't know if it's really going to be the length of a bonus episode. It might be a little bit shorter, but here we are. And the reason that we're doing this little special tidbit today is because my son, my beautiful, sweet boy, who I carried for 9 months, decided to bring home hand, foot, mouth disease like it was a party favor at daycare. This is my first time dealing with hand, foot, mouth. And let me tell you, I was not ready. Nobody warned me. Nobody prepared me. And I feel scammed. I really wasn't expecting what has transpired. This week has been dramatic, traumatic, and disgusting. And I'm here to make sure that you at least get to laugh while learning about it. So today we're just going to do a little bit of an informative episode because those are always fun and we like learning on this show. Because if there is one thing that defines this show, it's turning my personal disasters into your educational entertainment. So yeah, this is the show where we take real mom life moments, sprinkle them with facts, drizzle some sarcasm on top of that, and call it content. So let's jump into this before my PTSD flares up. Okay, friends, hand, foot, mouth disease. The name sounds like a barnyard situation, but no. It is not the one cows get. Please do not tell people your kid has hoof and mouth. You will cause a panic. This is caused by the virus called Coxsackie virus, which honestly sounds like a villain from a low budget superhero movie. And it targets kids because apparently toddlers are the preferred clientele for every virus ever created. It's mild. Yes, it's usually mild, but listen, mild does not mean it's not horrifying. Like babysitting Satan would also be mild if you compare it to actual hell. So let's learn about this because yeah, it's something that I as a first-time mom am just learning about now. Yeah. We're in on day 4 and it's been a doozy. As you can see, my attire is has not left the house in days, but that's what we're dealing with now. So, let me just tell you about our hand, foot, mouth origin story for a second before we get into the science. So, here is how my downfall began. Day 1. My son looks meh. Like he's just like not really like feeling great. The fever hits. I'm like, okay, cool, normal mom stuff. I can handle this. And then, we had already known that his little buddy at daycare had gotten it. So we were a little concerned. Like we knew it was coming, but like we didn't know like for sure if he was going to get it. Day 2, that's when he is just absolutely miserable, like inconsolable. It's if you have a toddler who's had this, you understand. But if you haven't, like it's like next level because like physically right now at this point he has no spots, like nothing's going on. And then he's still crying and I can tell he's in pain, but I can't figure out like where it is like localized because I don't see any spots or anything. So it's like I start to notice that he isn't eating well. And, he had that high fever for 24 hours. Like it was like a full on fever. He was burning up. And then now it's like he's just crying, but there's no fever. So it's like super weird. Oh, day 3. We go to the doctor. I call the doctor the day before and I was like, something's going on. He is not feeling good. He had a fever, yada, yada, yada. So within 1 second of being at the doctor's office, she like looks in his mouth and sure enough, that's why I couldn't tell what was going on because he didn't really like let me like look in his mouth. Also, I didn't have like that little doctor like light magnifying glass Inspector Gadget thing. I wish I did because that would be super helpful in this situation. But like immediately she's like, yep, hand, foot, mouth. And we're like, great, this is awesome. Because again, like I said, I do record a little bit ahead of time. It is the week of Thanksgiving and also the week that I took off for vacation. So, yep, I immediately called all of my friends and canceled all my plans that I had for this week. We canceled with my family, my side of our family's family, and we actually had to cancel with Jameson's side of the family because if you did not know, hand, foot, mouth is extremely contagious. So we're on day 4, day 3, day 4. The little spots start appearing, and now he's got them on his mouth, he's got them on his butt, he's got them on his legs. I just feel so bad for this kid, like full blown blister extravaganza. And it's like the kind of rash that makes you gasp and say, like, what the what the what is happening? So I'm Googling at like 3 a.m., like I'm studying for an MCAT. And, I've seen so many rash photos. I feel like I could earn like half a dermatology degree at this point. And meanwhile, my son is miserable, crying, refusing to eat, refusing to drink, refusing to literally do anything except stick to me like a sweaty, blistered little Velcro strap. It is emotional. It is dramatic. It was the closest I've ever come to writing my will. It's just so much. The late nights and the constant like trying to console him, and you just feel so helpless at the same time. And it's really been a roller coaster, you guys. We are tired. It's like almost like the newborn phase where it's like you have to start taking it in shifts because after waking up so many times and just, not being able to do anything for him, it's just it's taking a toll on us as much as it's taking a toll on the baby. And I just pray that none of you guys need to go through this. And yeah, he is doing a lot better today. So we're at day 4. And I guess I still don't understand this virus because like now I feel like he's getting more bumps, but I thought they were supposed to like be at their peak by now. But I don't know. I guess it's just like, a little bit unique like snowflakes for everyone. So let's just put our science hats on and learn about some symptoms, red flags, treatments, all that stuff. Okay, guys, welcome back. Let's talk about some symptoms, aka red flags that your life is about to get really messy. Here is what hand, foot, mouth looks like from someone who has had a front row seat to it. So, how does it start? Let's just go through the checklist here. I have my studious glasses on if you're watching the video version just for this. Actually, I just wear glasses normally. I record in my contacts for visual purposes because the ring light seems to reflect off my glasses. But if you are listening to this, that matters nothing to you at all. So let's keep going. All right. Fever is the first symptom. It starts the party uninvited, super annoying. From there, we move on to the sore throat because the virus wanted to be extra. Then mouth sores, tiny evil ulcer things that make eating feel like punishment. And this symptom is the one that really just really crushed my little guy. I just feel terrible for him. Those mouth sores are just, I can't even imagine how painful that must be, especially if they're like all in the back of his throat. I just feel terrible for him. Then comes blisters on the hands and feet. Yeah, cute little spots that turn into bubbling, painful nightmares. Super cute, super cute. Possible diaper area rash. Ah, yes. Below the belt, too. Love that for us. He's just been hit with it all. And I feel so bad that he's got to be going through this. Irritability from the kid, also from me, is another symptom. Of course, irritability. I would be irritable too if I couldn't speak to communicate how terrible I was feeling. Just sucks. And drooling like a lot. The kid, not me, although maybe both of us at certain points. To top it off, every single time anything, Maddox just seems to get super lucky, and he is got another tooth popping through. So on top of this, he is dealing with tooth pain because he got another one on the bottom of his mouth coming in. So yay. No. Symptom severity level, 10 out of 10 would not recommend. But, this is what we're dealing with. Let's keep on cruising. How does this spread? AKA why your house becomes a contamination zone. Hand, foot, mouth spreads through a lot of different ways. Through drool, through snot, coughs, poop, my favorite, blister juice. Yeah, that was gross. Maybe I'll cut that out. No one will believe it. Yeah. Breathing, apparently, because these viruses have no boundaries, surfaces, toys, and just life itself. I'm super lucky to, be his emotional support human because he has clung to me so long that I have experienced all the things, all the ways that this could spread all over me. And somehow I have not contracted it yet. And I am knocking on wood right now because I have no idea how I have avoided this. Again, we are on day 4. I feel like I'm in the danger zone right now. I felt a little warm last night, a little overheated. So I don't know if my immune system is just ultra strong. I do have autoimmune condition. For me, my immune system is actually working overtime all the time. So I don't know if that's helping me or it's going to just kick my ass later. We'll find out. Stay tuned or not. I might not do an episode next week if I get this and there's blisters all over my face. Yes. So that's why we're recording today, not our regularly scheduled recording time. All right. So yeah, kids are basically tiny, adorable biohazards. And a fun fact, the most contagious part of this disease is in the first week, but they can still shed the virus for weeks after that. So super fun, especially right before the holidays. So yeah, basically hand foot mouth is just, the gift that keeps on giving. Let's talk about some frequently asked questions because I've had a lot of these questions. So let's just do some like a rapid fire question and answer, mom edition. Is hand, foot, mouth dangerous? Usually, no, unless they get like dehydrated. But the emotional damage, that part is quite lethal. Yeah, it fucking sucks. All right, next question. Can adults get this? Yes, they can. And adult hand, foot, mouth disease looks like the universe is punishing you for every bad decision that you've ever made. I guess this is kind of like, I'm not going to say it's similar at all to chickenpox, but it's similar in the sense that I hear that it hits adults harder. Again, I really got my fingers crossed over here that somehow by some miracle, some kind of sarcastic magic, um, it does not affect me nor Jameson. But I guess we will see. Next question. How long till they're not contagious? This is a great one. Once the fever is gone and the blisters heal, however, surprise, they're still shedding the virus like glitter. So it's like a never ending virus, apparently, it sounds like. So that's fun. That's fun. But I have read numerous articles in my late night Reddit deep dives that it's anywhere from like 7 to 10 days. And that's kind of like what my pediatrician told me as well. So again, day 4. We're just cruising along here. So, how do you help the symptoms? Cold drinks is number 1. He is actually drinking his water, like chugging it. Popsicles. He loves popsicles. So we bought some fruit popsicles and he's really enjoying those. And I'll just like pop him in his high chair and let him have at his popsicle. And he's super cute because he knows how to hold the popsicle stick now. Soft foods. So we're just like on purees again, just trying to, keep him hydrated, but also like, get him to eat a little bit. Pain meds. We have been rotating Tylenol and Motrin, and that seems to be working really well. And last but not least, bribery. Well, mostly bribery. We are just giving him whatever he wants at this point. You know what I mean? I have no screen time limits whatsoever. Like, just do whatever you need, buddy, to just get through the day. And our last question, should I take them to the doctor? I mean, I already did just because I didn't know it was hand, foot, mouth. But if they are not drinking, fever lasts more than 3+ days, or symptoms seem severe. And then also, if you feel like you're losing your mind, which same, just go to the doctor. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of peace of mind. And though I just didn't really get peace of mind, I did get a lot of questions answered. So that was beneficial to me, and it would probably be beneficial to you. The one thing that seems to be helping him is nursing him. And we were almost done. And then this happened. And it's the only thing that's really like comforting him at this point. So then my question was just like, okay, well, if he's got this stuff going on in his mouth, like, am I going to get it like all over my chest and stuff? And she was like, yeah, maybe. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And again, I'm just ride or die for my little dude. So it is what it is. I'll go down with this ship if I need to, if it's going to make him feel a little bit better in the long run. Yeah, it's really been a week. So, let's keep moving on. What I wish I knew before this acid trip of a virus began. Let me just share some wisdom. First off, the blisters get worse before they get better. So just mentally prepare for that. Your kid is going to become clingier than like a CVS receipt, which I like that part. I love my baby, and I just love that he cuddles me more and actually just like, he just loves. He's just a little love. So that part, just be ready for that if you don't already have a Velcro baby. Next, you will disinfect like you're on CSI Nursery Edition. Lots of cleaning, tons of cleaning. I actually have to buy more Lysol because we've just been cleaning a lot. Ch- Whatever, at least the house is sort of clean. Like it's like virusy, but still clean. And then popsicles are now a food group for you. So that's fun because, everybody likes popsicles. And if you get a fruit one, they get their fruit too. So like win-win. You will question your life choices, and then Googling images. Biggest mistake of my life because it's really gross. And I just went down on, again, a really long rabbit hole of hand, foot, mouth pictures. And again, it's pretty gross. And then lastly, your house will smell like bleach and despair, or Lysol and despair. Yeah, either way. It's not cute. It's not fun, but you got to deal with it. So you're welcome. All right, guys. So now that we have learned all the things, not all the things, a good amount of the things about hand, foot, mouth disease, how to prevent the spread is a question you may have, which good luck because, you can't. But here is what experts say. Wash your hands like you're scrubbing for surgery. This one's tough for me because, again, the autoimmune, I have eczema. So my hands are just extremely dry and cracked and they hurt. So that part sucks, but you got to do what you got to do. No sharing food, cups, toys, or just air molecules at this point, which that last one, we're just kind of screwed. Yeah, this one's hard too because I love to just share food with the baby. And I did catch myself yesterday. I made him some breakfast and I put the plate of eggs in front of him, and he just kind of like went to reach for it and he never eats it all. And I usually like end up eating the rest of his food. So after I pulled it away, I realized that I started eating off the plate that he had grabbed into. So um, that one's on me. That one's on me. That might have been my downfall. But again, we have yet to see how this is going to progress. Let's see what else. Bleach wipes everywhere. Pretend that you're auditioning for a cleaning commercial. Like, move over, Mr. Clean. There's a new mom in town. Yeah. Just clean as much as you can. But also, I've just kind of gotten to the point where I'm just tired of cleaning everything. And I'm just waving my white flag here. Like, if it happens, it happens. I've done the best I can. And then lastly, keep your kid at home until they're fever free and looking less like connect the dots. page because you don't want this to spread to other kids. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that my little dude got it from daycare and it just happens, you know what I mean? Like you can't really prevent something that's inevitable, And I don't know, I just feel bad for him. I feel bad for his little buddy that has it. I feel bad for all the kids that have it because it's literally going around and, they could have picked it up from anywhere, like literally anywhere. It could have been, I don't know, grocery cart. You know what I mean? So just try and keep your kids' hands clean. And it's so hard with toddlers because they're always wanting to stick their hands in their mouths, but it is what it is. And then will all these things guarantee that no one else gets it? You may be asking yourself. No, because hand, foot, mouth disease spreads like gossip. So you're just kind of screwed. And then lastly, let's just talk about some survival tips for parents. Because I barely made it through this and we're still halfway through. But anyway, let's stock up on these popsicles, stock up on Pedialyte, snacks, and patience. Thankfully, I am tag teaming this because Jameson also has the week off because we tried to take time for ourselves for a vacation, which did not pan out. And then let them watch TV. Like, let them watch anything. I'm not judging. Lately, he has been watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City with me, and he really seems to enjoy that. So, between Miss Rachel, Real Housewives, and Power Rangers, we're getting a lot of screen time in. But it is what it is, and we need to survive this week stuck at home, and it's fine. Okay. And then when they nap, you nap or like scroll your phone like a zombie because having like a little bit of alone time throughout this whole thing is very precious to me at this point. Yeah, it almost feels like COVID times. And then stay hydrated. Yes, you stay hydrated as well as your baby. And then also, you can probably like at the end of the night, if there's like a good window that they're going to be sleeping, have yourself a glass of wine, okay? Just you deserve it. You know what I mean? Just relax and try and get some kind of peace and sanity out of this whole thing. Also cry if needed. I did twice. I've cried. But it again, we're just powering through this the best we can and it's okay. And then celebrate the small wins like you drank water or a blister healed. You know what I mean? Just like the littlest things to get you to the next, I don't know, 20 minutes. I have just really been enjoying the cuddles and the giggles. So those things are the things that just keep me going because if I can distract him from how shitty he's feeling, it makes me feel happy because, he gets to feel happy and just laugh and giggle and just forget that he's miserable. And lastly, just reward yourself once it's over because you survived a mini apocalypse. And yes, I cannot wait until this is over. Again, halfway through, we're almost there. So that basically wraps it up. That is your hand, foot, mouth disease crash course. The chaotic bonus episode I never asked for, never wanted, and would absolutely like a refund for. You take anything from today, let it be this. Parenthood is basically a series of mini disasters strung together with love, snacks, and blind optimism. And somehow, we still survive this. If your kid ends up with hand, foot, mouth disease, you're going to panic. You're going to Google, you're going to disinfect like you're trying to remove evidence from a crime scene. And at some point, you will question every decision you've ever made since 2007. And this is normal. You are not failing. You are just parenting. And that's okay. You are crushing it. And, I'm rooting for you. And just remember, it looks worse than it is, feels longer than it lasts, and every parent who has lived through it deserves a medal and a nap and maybe a vacation that does not involve children or viruses. So just take a breath, give yourself some grace, embrace the chaos because hand, foot, mouth disease is absolutely embraced you without your consent. Thank you for hanging out with me on this bonus episode of Mostly accurate, where we turn my personal hell into your educational entertainment. If you survive this with me, bless you. If you're currently in the trenches, may the popsicles be cold and the blisters be few. And if your kid has never had hand, foot, mouth disease, stay humble. Your time may be coming. All right, guys, until next time, stay sane, stay safe, stay far away from toddlers with suspicious rashes, and stay classy. All right, guys. Okay. Love you. Bye-bye. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The facts are fuzzy. Our stories and opinions are just that, stories and opinions, not meant to be taken as professional advice.